And we are live. Welcome to our brand new, fun, exciting segment called the Wealth Hotline, where we take live calls from the public about a particular topic when it comes to their money, business, mindset, everything to do with their wealth building. So I'm excited for this segment. It's the second time we've done this now. And each month we're coming here to do a live calls with people. Today we've got 5 lucky contendants that have they've thrown their hat in the ring, so to speak, and they have questions for us. So super excited to help them today with whatever questions they have around their wealth. And it's going to be super exciting. We want to make sure that we're educating them and we're helping them and coaching them to make their own best decisions, all right? So let's get to the first person. This is going to be cool. So I'm going to hold my phone to the mic and make sure you can hear this, right? Right now? Yeah, I can. So I'm getting directed here at the same time. Here we go. You're going to be everywhere. Well, hey, legends, what's up? We've got this fun, exciting new segment on our channel on YouTube, but also on our show, on our podcast, where it's called the Wealth Hotline. I'm taking live calls from the public to talk to them and help them and coach them through one particular area of their wealth. Might be their business, making money, their financial strategy, their mindset, whatever it might be. They're going to call in live and ask their question. So go check out our YouTube channel if you want to see what this looks like. Of course, we're about to go live. In fact, we are live right now in the studio. So here we go. I'll see you live on the Wealth Hotline. So now I've done that. Let's go to the first caller. Let's do this. This is Caroline. Here we go. This is a bit of roulette because sometimes you don't know if they're going to answer.
Caroline.
Caroline Lloyd.
Lloyd, you got my Australian mobile. Excellent.
Yes, you're on the Wealth Hotline, and I've got your Australian mobile number here. So
just as well I'm not an undercover agent, huh?
Yes.
I wouldn't be doing a very good job.
No, that's okay. I think you're doing a wonderful job of being easy to contact, so thank you.
This is a fabulous opportunity, so I really appreciate it. The last time you put it out there,
yeah,
I was just reluctant, only because I thought there might be other people more deserving or whatever. But this time, having seen what you said before, I thought, okay, I'll throw my hat in the ring. And
there you go. I love it. Thank you for throwing your hat. I'm excited for you to throw your hat. So, Caroline, what question do you have for me today?
I'm trying to work out where I'm at regarding what to do with my cash. And I have a fear about putting all of this cash into investments, given that I have still property which is mortgage. So
yeah,
I'm looking. You did ask me when we last interacted, and I've been in Newcastle. I'm in Newcastle. And I'm sorting out issues relating to probate and mum's stuff.
Sure. What is your underlying core question that you need answered? Like, what is on your mind? What to do with the cash you have? Is that the question?
I think it's validating. I've sort of worked out one approach. It may not be the only one, but I've worked out one approach with my cash, because it's not a case of I can't hold on to cash, but I'm worried about putting it into stocks and shares and then it not going up for long enough.
Got it. Okay, so you're wanting to know how to deploy your cash to grow your wealth, yes?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Some of that will be potentially buying my mother's apartment, potentially paying down some of my
we have
mortgage.
We have all these options. So we have on the options for cash, we have do nothing and leave it in an account. We have put it into a term deposit and get some returns. We have pay off debt. We have keep properties and pay off debt. We have perhaps investing in some other assets like shares, etc. We've got all these options on the table, yes?
Yes.
So my question to you is, irrespective of the size of the cash, what is your overall objective? Like, what do you want to achieve financially?
Well, it rolls into one, but it's in 2 parts.
Sure.
I'm in a situation now where if I use my money sensibly, I can be reasonably comfortable, but that intention is, I'm not at the moment rich enough to be able to do whatever I want. But the nice thing about being reasonably comfortable, if I can now create another business and involve other people without having so much concern about my security, financial security in the future.
Right, so you can already do that now.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
so we've already solved the problem.
Well, not really.
So what's the problem?
It's working out the method for paying down some of these mortgages. I've taken on board your comment about potentially getting rid of the worst performing asset.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's look at it like this. You've got, how much cash do you have?
At the moment, there may be some calls on it, but in the UK, about 370,000
Pounds? Okay.
And
Roughly, just give me a rough ballpark. It doesn't matter about the...
about $205,000 in Australia.
Okay, so let's say there's, say, 200K Aussie and there's about 370. So you probably got around 800K total or 700K Aussie, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So how much debt do you have in total off your properties?
My UK properties, it's 500 and just looking at the form, 551,000
Pounds?
Yep.
Okay. That's it?
Yep.
Okay, so let me ask this question. How many properties do you own?
Well, in the UK, I've got my home.
Yeah.
Plus 4.
So that's 5.
Two of which I own outright.
Sure. So you got 5 total, yeah?
Say that again.
5 total.
That's in the UK.
Okay.
I've got
Total properties, how many total properties do you own? And how much is the total debt on all of them?
6 total.
Okay.
But the mortgage is the same.
Okay. Perfect. Wonderful. Excellent. So let me ask this question. What is preventing you from just paying off all the debt of those properties and having them all debt-free and having them all produce income for you?
Me.
Which part of you?
Trying to work out what the best way of using this money is.
Well, that's So my question to you is, though, if you've already got the properties, they're already producing income, you've already transacted them, what's preventing you just paying off the entire balance of the debt and having them all debt-free, all producing passive income to you, so you can focus on your business and all the other things you want to focus on?
Because I'm looking at buying my sister's half of my mother's apartment, so it gives me a bolt hole in Australia.
How much is that?
Well, I'm getting valuations at the moment, but I guess I may have to pay her $800,000 or $900,000.
So is your objective to just accumulate properties, or is it to actually have passive income to live a life you want to live?
The latter.
Okay.
But I'm trying to put in some backup plans because things are not good in the UK.
Sure. Okay. So you want to diversify your real estate holdings into Australia a little bit?
Correct, but not too far.
So what would prevent you from selling one of your properties over there and adding it to your cash and buying the house debt-free off your sister here?
Well, that's what I'm looking at the moment, as well as paying down some mortgage on the home and
What's interesting, Caroline, about your situation with 6 properties with only 550-odd thousand pounds of debt on it, with all your cash too, is that you have the ability now to have probably 4 of them fully paid off and unencumbered if you include the Australian one. So you could potentially sell 2 in UK and use the cash to buy the one here in Australia, and you'd have to pay off the debts. But you have the opportunity now with your cash and your equity in your portfolio to actually own probably 4 of them outright.
Yeah.
And so you're actually like a breath away from financial freedom. Like you're one decision away.
Right.
And I think what happens to people is they get confused thinking they always have to invest in some other asset class. Like, I have to invest in shares. I have to know everything about everything. I have to invest in gold. I have to invest in... You don't have to do everything and anything. You could just... Like, real estate's a very solid asset, particularly if you're looking at real estate in major Western countries, right?
Yeah.
So there's probably nothing stopping you from having financial freedom and independence with just a paid-off property portfolio. Like, why do you have to complicate things?
I'm not arguing with you. It's just because I've spent a lot of my life having to make my own decisions.
Sure.
And at times you don't have someone to bounce ideas
Got it.
off.
Totally get it.
Therefore, having a backup,
Yeah.
I can see that since all my rental properties, I hold in a limited company.
Sure.
They were bought with a director's loan so that all the income can, for 10 or 20 years, be put into me tax-free.
Okay. So what?
Sorry, the only other thing I was going to say is one of the benefits I've had from doing your course, apart from looking at things with a different hat, is because the properties are owned by a company, I can own them up until I think I'm 80. I've got another 10 years before I'm forced to pay off mortgages. So I've realised that I could, for example, for one of them, pay down 70. So I'd have the current repayment would be on interest only, $360 a month.
Yeah, but I think you're complicating it. I think you're complicating it. I like, if the roles were reversed, I'd apart from this one you want to buy, you're just in a position where you can be debt free on 6 properties. Like, it's one decision away.
I'm not arguing with you. You're giving me a view and I'm listening.
Yeah, so I think it's like, that's why I asked at the very outset of the call, what's the objective? And a lot of people can get carried away with objectively just building empires for the sake of empire building without a real clear understanding of what they're trying to actually achieve with their life. So that's why the question is, what kind of life do you want to live, not how many properties do you want? So it would be, what if with one fell swoop, you could pay off pretty much all the debt of all the properties, perhaps tuck away a bit of extra cash for emergencies, etc. But all the income from those properties with no debt on them will provide you enough passive income to literally live a life of Riley around the world now. Today.
I'm not taking that on board yet. It's the latter bit. Is it really enough income?
Well, if you had your home paid off and you had 5 properties debt-free producing income, how much income per year would it produce for you?
Well, that's what I'm just sort of I'm sort of working through. I've done that number.
Yep.
I haven't done it for the paid off. At the moment, let me just look at the table I've done.
Here's what I would suggest to you. Here's what I would suggest. I would suggest looking at how much passive net income. So net income means after costs of running the property, so the operating costs. Yeah. How much net income after tax goes into your pocket on a weekly or monthly or annual basis without any debt on those properties? And if the answer is, well, actually, that's pretty much like a full-time salary, you're literally living like the 1% of the 1% of the 1% of the world. And you can then start to really decide on, well, how do you want to actually live your life? Now, that doesn't mean you have to stop working either, by the way. You can do both. You could have passive income coming in plus keep working. But you have a choice then to really work on what you want to work on. And I don't think you need to complicate it that much because you've done all the hard work already. Like, to have a home paid off and potentially in a breath have 5 other property investments paid off, producing passive income, you're in a seat that you're the envy of the world. And your mindset might be stopping you from just making that decision because perhaps you're not giving yourself permission to actually live that life.
I hear you. I'm not going to throw anything back. I'm listening to you. That's why but this is why I joined your program.
Yeah, this is why you called in. Look,
you're being honest.
No, totally. Like, because people sometimes call into me or talk to me and say, "Oh, Lloyd doesn't like property." Of course, property is an effective asset. It produces cash flow, grows in value of time. I just don't like overpriced property, like anyone. And I also don't like big mortgage debt. And I like optionality. So I just think about your situation and think, God, you've got all these properties, you've paid the transaction costs already, they're already in place, they're already producing income, you've got this cash. You eliminate the debt, you've got no debt on it, fully risk for there's no debt risk, no financial risk. And then you've just got your passive income tricking in, you've got multiple doors. So you've got multiple properties. So it fortifies the income, it's diversified across multiple properties. You don't have any home mortgage debt, and you're at an age where you can keep working and have both. And I really do think that your decision to where to deploy the cash, it doesn't have to be complex, right? It's just where's probably the most obvious place to deploy it to get the life you want. And if I know where that is, and if your age and where you're at with everything, I think you're just so close to having financial freedom. So I would say to you this, to finish the call. Yep. Look at the amount of income you can make with debt-free properties.
Yep.
And make the decision of where to deploy the cash based on what is the safest, fastest, most effective route to getting passive income for the rest of your life. And take the path you understand. You don't have to play in games you don't understand just because.
Okay.
And if the income's not enough, then keep working until it is enough. But I would argue that if you can't live a nice life on no mortgage debt and 5 paid off property investments, then perhaps you just need to bring your lifestyle up. Yeah, it'll be a lot. And I think you're there. So I would say to you, go check out the numbers. And then when you get to the number, shoot me a DM on Instagram, whatever it is, and just let me know what it is. Let's have a look at it. But I think you're close.
Okay, couple of quick questions, if I may.
Be very quick. We got 60 seconds.
Okay, home mortgage, 1.97% interest. So really to pay that off when I've got another 2 years at that rate. Secondly, what I learnt from you is I could pay 18 down on a property and invest 40, and in 10 years when I have to redeem the mortgage, I can come out with 8% interest at 102,000. So, I can pay less down if I use some of the investment strategy as long as it works. That's why I'm being careful and trying to be smart. It may be overcomplicating.
Well, it just means you've got to learn a whole new landscape. That's all. It's all. And what's very tricky at the moment is how do you deploy large amounts of cash into any market? See, when you pay off debt with cash, it's an guaranteed riskless investment.
Yep.
Because paying off debt, your return on investment is the debt. You don't have to pay the cost of the debt, right? So it's an absolute guaranteed return when you pay off debt. Yep. Whereas when you're going into, say, the markets, you got to remember that it's a very richly valued market, and it's tricky to deploy £500,000, whatever it is, into that, because what if the market goes sideways for 10 years, collapses? The best way to invest in alternative assets or even stocks, if you've got lump sums, is to actually dollar cost average into it over time.
And that's what I was thinking of.
You could. I don't know if you have to, because the entire objective of investing is to get enough passive income to just not work again, as far as I'm concerned. So you're just so close to that. Now, if you happen to, for example, have 1.95% on your mortgage, you don't want to put your money there because there's not a high return on investment of the debt. Perhaps even a high interest account of some sort would be better at 5% because it's better than a mortgage of 1.9. So just something that's it doesn't have to be risky, but something that's going to compound more than 1.9% would be fairly appropriate. But once that term expires and the interest rates trigger back up, you will want to pay the debt off because the interest rate will be higher. So I think just optionality is an asset, as is having debt-free assets.
Got you.
Got it? So I can't say to you, Caroline, go and put your money in this stock or that if I can't give you the financial advice. But what I can say is I don't think it has to be risk assets. I don't think it has to be complex. I don't think it has to be anything but probably pay off the high-interest debt as soon as possible and sit on the cash in a high-interest term sort of account for a while until the other mortgage kicks up a gear and then pay it off. Or you could just pay it all off now and just get it over with and you live your life. You know,
Okay.
I just think it's that close. So here's my suggestion. One, figure out the amount per year coming in from the debt-free properties. Okay, and then once you do it, send it to me on Instagram. I want to see what it is.
Okay.
Okay, that's your task.
Sounds great.
Cool. All right.
Thank you.
No worries. Thanks for the call. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
You
Very
betcha.
grateful.
Awesome. I'll talk to you soon, Caroline.
All the best.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lloyd.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go. Interesting, isn't it? Keep things simple. Simple scales, complex fails. You don't always have to. God, financial independence is so close to so many people. It's just like that. Let's just do the step and get the freedom today. Let's just do it now. It's almost like people are afraid of that sometimes, which is normal, because it's like, oh my God, I actually have the thing I really wanted all this time, freedom. Oh my God, I'm scared now. What am I do? Because it's a very unknown area, right? So, I mean, so cool to see Caroline. She's so close to freedom. She's there already. I mean, it's pretty simple stuff. But hey, paying off debt at a time when debt is quite getting more expensive as well, in many cases from what it was, it's a pretty good return, right? Like, last time I checked, you can't go broke with no debt. Okay, let's do another one. Let's go Kirsty now. We'll give her a call here. See if I can copy. So these will typically go for 10 minutes. That one was a bit longer. That was a bit more protracted, but let's go for Kirsty here. Let's see if she answers. Here we go. Wonder what the question's going to be here.
Hello, Kirsty speaking.
Kirsty, Lloyd.
Wow, hi.
Wow, what's up?
Trying to do quiet nap time, sort of rest time with the children.
Perfect timing. Hope they're asleep.
Definitely didn't make it to sleep. But
Oh,
at least
no.
you're quiet with a movie. That's all that matters.
Wonderful, excellent. Put them in front of the box. Brilliant. So is this a good time?
That's it. yeah, that's fine.
Marvelous. So we're on the Wealth Hotline. And
Exciting.
so, yeah, you're on the Wealth Hotline. You got me here so you can ask me a question. What's on your mind?
Amazing. On my mind was how to bring value, I guess, as like, I'm not exactly a fresh startup, but I do pet for keepsakes. And I'm like, how do I bring that as a value perspective to someone like yourself or a person of influence to get the word out there about the brand?
Keepsakes?
Yeah, as in like family pet passes, and they keep a bit of fur, and I can set them in resin either as jewelry or earrings or bracelets. And charms,
so when
things like that.
so when the pet passes away, you give keepsakes. Okay, that's your business, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. So the question is, how do you build a brand around it and get the message out there to sell more of your product, yeah?
Yeah, so what I would really like to do is to reach out to people, like to obviously build endorsement and awareness about the brand.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, I like locally is where I've sort of started with it, is to go and approach vet clinics to then get referrals for their clients.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I need to think bigger than that and more outside of the box than that. How can I approach, like famous people, for want of a better word?
Yeah.
To sort of build my brand awareness, but also to give back to them, because I don't want to just go, oh, look, this is a cool thing, would you,
So how many, do you sell products, do you sell a specific amount now? Like, is it consistent sales? Are you doing, you got?
They're very sporadic.
Sporadic.
Some months could be 2, some months could be 0, some months could be 6.
Okay, cool. And so who's your ideal customer?
Ideal customer is probably dog owners or horse owners.
Okay.
Horse owners are helpful because they're large animals and they're very hard to,
Yeah.
Cremate. And dog owners because they're part of the family for so many years.
Okay, cool. So, so they're the specific animals that people become attached to the most, like a family member.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So how do you get your keepsakes in front of more people? So I think it's a matter of, you're already kind of doing it with the vets, but a couple of things I would do. Firstly, I would be blogging and posting on Instagram every single day.
Yeah.
You doing that?
Not as consistently as I should be.
I would
It's not every day. It's probably twice a week.
Okay, so I'd be aiming for at least 2 posts a day.
Yep.
And what I would be doing too is I would be learning the ins and outs of Instagram, and I'd be doing a different variety of content, but more often than not, it's just documenting your journey with your business. Okay? So you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to be super creative. But the most important thing is people know you exist, because you can't sell a secret.
Yeah, exactly.
And so the idea of the Instagram would be, over time, you would want to be doing like collaborative, like shareable content with the vets via their own Instagram account, so that it's going to their audience. So if I think about all the partnerships you want to create, you'd want to create partnerships with people like pet angels who come and collect your pet when it passes away.
Yep.
And pet angels have their own keepsakes, but at the same time, you could definitely partner with them for things they don't provide.
Yep.
And there's more than just pet angels that would do that service. So it's those services, it's definitely vets, but you could specifically partner with a type of vet that has a large Instagram following and database. And what you'd want to do is you'd want to incentivize them. So you either pay for placement, or you give them certain things for their audience that they value. So you don't, so you actually, like, they got to think, what's in it for me, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that was where I sort of was hitting a bit of a wall. I'm like, I don't want to just cold message without a value add, without a purpose.
Well,
obviously it's got a purpose for me, but for
well,
someone else, what are they getting out of it?
Yeah, so you can cold message, and how you would do it would be, you would start with $200 per referral in the top message in a DM. So they know they're going to get paid for whatever it is they're about to look at and read. Yep, and you could literally just start the sentence with that, and then you could just DM them and say, hey, I have keepsakes, I'm looking to collaborate, I'm open to paying for collaboration and shout outs and cross-pollination of audiences. Is this something you're open to? Okay. Would you be open to, I do this, I'm looking to build my business, I want to work with local vets, you caught my attention because of these reasons, would you be open to a collaboration that's a win-win outcome?
Okay.
Because people aren't going to be closed off to a win-win outcome. They're going to be open to it, right?
Yep.
No one's going to say, no, I'm not interested in a win-win outcome. But when it comes to when they say, yeah, I'm open, you have to definitely have something that's of value to them. Because what's of value to you is their audience. And so what they'll be saying is, what's in it for me, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And the fastest way to get what's in it for them is to give them money. That's the like, I'll just give you money, right? So you could start there. And as you start to evolve this and have more conversations, you may want to actually then decide, well, actually, I've got this in it for you. So there'll be other things you can provide that might not be money, but at the outset, it's going to be money. And what you'd want to...
eventually, it'd be the pickup line.
Yeah, totally. And so you can literally DM every vet that's in Australia on Instagram.
Okay.
And DM them on LinkedIn too. I don't know if vets, I think vets might be on LinkedIn as well. But they're definitely going to have Instagram accounts for their own business. They're probably maybe going to have Facebook account, but Instagram's easier to get in touch with them. And possibly LinkedIn, right?
Okay, sweet.
So, and go big on the DMs, like literally DM 30 a day.
Yeah.
But,
and like I started local, obviously, because I can speak to them face to face and be like, oh, this is the thing.
Yeah, totally.
And then I was like, okay, if I want to get outside of like a 20-kilometer radius, how am I going to do that the best?
But you don't have to be there in physical in person to give your keepsakes, right?
No, post is amazing.
Fine. So it can be everywhere, because a Zoom call is as good as a meeting. But referral partnerships is one form of marketing. What you want to look at from your Instagram is you want to probably find a couple of reels that work well to, so when you're putting content out, watch for the content that really hits home to get a lot of followers.
Yep.
And those that work well, all you would probably want to do in the first instance is start paying and hit the blue button that says boost and boost for followers for that particular reel that you did. And as people are coming in and following you, you want to hit the follow back button, and then you want to actually have a conversation with them in the DMs.
Yeah.
Got it? So,
love that strategy.
And one of the things you can do is, you can also follow the pet accessory pages, because all your perfect clients are on those, following those pages. So pet accessories, etc.
Yeah.
Potentially pet food, depending on what kind of pet food it is. Dogs obviously is one that you want to go for. And if you just went and followed those accounts, all your perfect customers are in the comments.
Oh, Yeah, okay.
And so you can actually you can start to DM and follow some of those key customers, particularly ones that have, a few hundred friends on their Instagram, and you can start to have conversations with your customer, right?
Uh-huh.
And they'll find your page and so forth. Now, when their dog passes, they might see you, but what will happen is you'll start to attract that followership to your Instagram account.
Yep.
And then as you start to boost more of your stuff and advertise your product range, you can very much, you can select your audience. And what you'll want to do is have a specific reel for one product that is your best-selling product and have a link for them to actually go and buy it. So you could do a reel that's selling your best keepsake.
Yep.
And have an ad that's crafted to hit an audience where they've just lost a dog. And you can literally pop up in front of their feed with that ad and either have it click a link to go buy your thing or click follow to follow here. And you can have a conversation in the DMs. But paid ad strategies to a specific audience targeted for a specific time for a specific thing is the power of paid traffic, and you need to harness it. But at the same time, you're building your Instagram account organically, you're looking at what works, you're testing different content, and then one that hits, do an ad around it, pay the money to target your audience, get them to come in, buy your keepsakes. And that's probably the fastest way to build customer acquisition. Meanwhile, in the background, you're wanting to be partnering with as many vets as you can as well.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
So,
and I guess I targeted vets first mostly because they would be the medium for repeat customers.
they're referral partners. So they
yeah.
will send you consistent, hopefully over time, consistent customers. But you can also target people who literally have just lost their pet today in Australia with an ad.
How do I do that?
You just put an Instagram ad together.
Yeah, right.
If you go to Udemy, have you heard of Udemy?
No.
Udemy, Udemy.
Udemy.
Go in there, get a course for cheap on how to craft an Instagram ad.
Yep.
Watch it. Then go craft an Instagram ad to your perfect audience, to your best keepsake, and see if you can make a sale.
Okay.
Yeah. Right? Beyond that, there's things about you can do with your landing page, where they're going, et cetera, et cetera. There's more to it than just that. But try just with Udemy, craft the ad on your Instagram, and then go for and see if you can develop a sale with one of your keepsakes.
Amazing.
But there's lots to it, right? There's branding over time, content you've got to put out each day, do your referral partnerships with your vet, but at the same time, do a small paid strategy. But the most important thing is that you have to understand that this is going to be consistent action every day for the next 10 years.
Yes.
That's just how it is. Got it?
Yeah, but that's the strategy.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
so go do that.
You've got to keep doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just stay with it, but go and keep testing these things and over time. And also, last bit, find an account that's already marketing keepsakes like yours, perhaps in a different country like the United States, and model exactly what they're doing. Clone them. So how they post, you post. Model their ads. Model their organic feeds. Ask them questions. Model their whole setup. Model their landing page. Funnel hack them. Instagram hack them. Literally just model them as close as you can. That's probably one of the best things you can do to speed up your success. Cool?
Okay. Amazing.
All right, you betcha. Was this helpful today?
So helpful.
Bloody marvelous. Thank you for calling to the Wealth Hotline. It's been awesome chatting with you, Kirsty, and good luck, and you're going to smash it.
Thanks so much, Lloyd.
All right, no worries. Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye. There you go. Pretty tricky one, that one, because there's so much to building a business. But you can't sell a secret. So I think a lot of people don't realize that you've got to document what you're doing on social media. It's the biggest notice board in the world. And you can't sell a secret. You've got to be on there. You've got to be documenting paid traffic, referral partners, bit by bit, each day. Yeah, what are the comments? We've got comments. Come on the comments. Here we go. G'day, how you going? Get a bloke up your mate. We run a home dog grooming biz. Both of us work full time. Cool. Revenues 50K. Wow, that's so good. Revenue 5 to 6K a week. Current expenses 300 a week. That is so good. Looking at a shop, 800 a week rent. Outgoing expenses. How do we judge if this move is financially viable and sustainable? That's a really good question. Get a bloke up here. Home dog grooming biz, both work full time. So I'm assuming you're working full time on the business. So you're making $5,000 to $6,000 a week on $300 a week. So my question is, why do you need a shop? And if the answer to that question is because we want to separate our business from our home, we feel like we can charge more if we have a place, we can find efficiencies by having a workplace, etc. If that's the case, then you got to understand, is the $800 a week, is the juice worth the squeeze? And does the $800 a week eliminate the $300 a week, or is it $800 plus $300, so it's $1,100? Looking at the margins of the business can easily, I don't understand the other costs, but it looks like it's only $300. So you're probably netting $5,000 a week. You can easily afford a shop for $800 a week. You can. But you've got to make sure, what's the objective? Is it just so you can say you've got a place of residence, or is it actually going to create efficiencies that are worth more than $800 a week? So if you can earn more than $800 a week, you can either put your prices up, you can build efficiencies, you can leverage more, you can build better, like whatever it is, it's got to be worth more than $800 a week. Otherwise, stay where you are, right? So judge it like that. Would the juice be worth the squeeze? But from all accounts of what you give me here in the comments, the business can handle it. Does that make sense? So there you go. And you also a tax deduction. So anyway, that's a cool question. You can't sell a secret. Is it teaming? Create partnerships. This must be Alicia. This is my amazing wife. This is why you got to marry well. That's the best advice I can give you on money. Marry well. Think about it for them. She's on there. All right, that's it. Cool. That was a fun one. We got a little time left here. We got time for one more, huh? Two more. Okay, let's go. What do we got? Next person. That was a fun one with Kirsty. Go, Kirsty. That's awesome. Okay, let's call Mark here. Let's go here, Mark. Cool. Let's see if Mark's over. Oh, he might be in a meeting. What are you telling me? He did say in the email. Oh, yeah, he's in a meeting. We can't call him yet. We'll maybe call him after. Let's try this one. This chap is from America. So let's see if this will work. Copy. I've got to see if this one will work. +1. Put the country code in. Here we go. Let's see if this works. Joseph.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Shame.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Joseph, Lloyd, you're on the Wealth Hotline, my friend. Anyway, we've phoned you. You may have been held up. So just leaving you a voice message to say, hey, perhaps next month, if you're free, we can jump on again. But shoot me a text back when you get this, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, let's have a look what else we got. We can't call, so we've done Caroline and Kirsty. Can't call Joseph's away. Mark, and then... I've got another one here somewhere. Where was it? Graham? I think that's all we have today. And the other one we just did in the comments. So we can't call Mark. We'll try and call Mark, shall we? You know I shouldn't, but I'm going to. We'll call Mark because he put it in. He's just said, I'm in a meeting maybe. So let's see. He's going to watch this back and be funny. Let's call him. We might catch him. May not catch him. I don't think he's going to pick up. So that'll be it today for our Wealth Hotline. We've done 3 good questions there. The other 2 guys, they're incapacitated at this present time. So that's what happens if you do it at lunchtime. Everyone's at work, right? So anyway, look, here's what we do. With the new Wealth Hotline, this is how it works. Every month, I send out a little invitation to our Telegram channel. That's lloydstelegram.com. Also, if you follow me on Instagram, there's an Instagram broadcast channel there you can follow. I put it in there as well. And then potentially to specific people back on our database and in our Facebook group, which is Money Buys Happiness. So if you want to call in for a call about anything related to wealth obviously you heard some business stuff there, some money stuff, investing stuff, whatever it is, you're welcome to call in. We just do this once a month for an hour a month, all right? And each call typically goes for 10 minutes. You're welcome to ask the question. So if you see that go out, you can actually call in and high value calls, right? That can change the future for you. So I hope that makes sense. Hope you've enjoyed it. And thanks for leaving the comments. It's great to get some interaction there in the comments. If you've got any questions or other comments, pop them below. I'll come and reply to them. And I'll look forward to doing this again live next month. The Wealth Hotline. Let's go. See you soon.